Okay, let me just grab some water and load up the chat. Hey, what's the chat always not loading? Chat. Okay, just make sure everything's okay. 2, 3, 4. Alright. Okay. So we're almost about 7:30, and just make sure everything's okay here. Yeah, we're all good. Okay. So we'll be continue with COB from last Tuesday, and yeah, today we'll be touching on coloring and how do we color this kind of complicated characters. It's not as complicated as you see it is, but we'll try to break it down. Okay, so once again, good evening to all who are over here. Just clean my table. Yep, so good evening. And today we will be doing a coloring stream. So again, if you're new, on Tuesday we'll be doing sketch and line art, while Thursday we will be doing coloring. So it's being split into 2 days. If not, it will be too intense, too packed, pretty much very hard for you to absorb, especially from coming from a beginner. If you're a starter, getting yourself into digital art and trying to learn how to color or draw chibis in general, one shot 8 hours is just way too intense. So by breaking down into 2 different days, it's more manageable. And over the weekends, if you have more free time, because maybe during the weekdays you are more tied up with your schoolwork, your assignments, your real life job, anything, you can always feel free to go to the YouTube videos and just, I think there's a playlist that I made, that's the 1% Chibi Class. So you can always go there and just scrub through the videos and view it at your own time, own target, and at your own pace. Okay, I always mention this at the start of the class. in the middle of the class and at the end of the class as well, which is this is my pace. You are watching someone that has been drawing for the past 10 years, so the pace is definitely way faster. Sometimes I might skip some things due to muscle memories. So should you have any questions, feel free to ask. Should you not be able to keep up with the pace, it's only normal. If you are struggling, it's also normal. I need to emphasize this because if not, you will be thinking you are either a bad artist or something is just not right. Nothing is not right, it's normal, but you have to keep practicing and only then you'll be better. Okay, so without talking too much, we shall start our coloring because I think we might take longer than 2 hours as usual. Okay, so whenever I like to color, number one, this was the previous line art that we stopped, and if you can see, I darkened the line arts, the color quite significantly, but not until black color because I don't like to use black. It's just a personal preference, and I always use a very milk tone, I guess, as a base because I like to have this very milky, murky, pastel, flowery, I don't know, it's just this kind of words just come to my mind, kind of feeling on my color palette. If you are someone who prefer your drawings to give out a more reddish vibe, bluish vibe, greenish vibe, feel free to use any kind of base. It's like some people like to draw on brown paper, some people like to draw on black paper, some people like to draw on very flowery paper. It's just your own personal preference, okay? If you like white paper, by all means use white color because it's the technique that's the most important part. The color wise, not as important. Okay, so I'm just gonna blow it up a bit and just gonna resize everything properly. Again, make sure to save your canvas. So I'm gonna save. Whenever I save, I'll just do a reminder so that it will remind you that to save your canvas as well. Okay, so now that we have the color here, I always pick my skin tone by doing a number 7, or rather I like to choose my colors in a number 7 way, like this. You can see 7. I'll do it slower. Like here's always the brightest one, and then the mid tone is usually over here, and the dark one I always go back here. I don't do it downwards because I find it a bit more a bit dull, very traditional, or rather very you know, when you go to school at the learning phase, they always use this one as a starters, and then once you know how color works, okay, you know that okay, going downwards is the process, and then you start breaking the rules by going either the and just reaching your end point here. Okay, so for me, I like to use number 7. So this is the color. I'm gonna pick another one, slightly darker, and moving down a bit. Okay. Okay, just gonna grab this color here. I'm gonna start. My opacity is always at 80%. I never do 100% because I like to have a bit of blending when I'm doing my colors. Once again, everything you see, you hear, any results is all based off personal preference. I cannot emphasize this more than enough, that whatever you see and whatever you hear is based off personal experience. And pretty much in art, there is no right or wrong. So if you have your own personal preference, stick to it, and hopefully somewhere along the lines during this live stream, you can pick up one thing or two just to enhance your coloring process. It should never replace, okay? In no means I want you to replace whatever you're doing, abandoning whatever you have been crafting, and learn my style. You should not be doing that. What you should do is hopefully by this tutorial or by any tutorials that you see online, is to enhance your workflow, your pattern, just make you churn things out smoother, faster, that's all. Okay, so we're just gonna splatter the colors first. just really blocking out. So I always say this is like the phase 1 of coloring, which is really just blocking in the colors, where the shadings are supposed to be, where the shadows, where the highlights, etc, etc. Okay, got this one here. Maybe now a bit more. Putting in more colors as well. So whenever I hit, like maybe finish the skin tone, then I'll check the comments. Finish the hair, I'll check the comments. If there's any comments, any questions, I will answer to my best knowledge. If there isn't, then I'll just carry on. So don't be afraid to ask any questions at any point of time. You won't be interrupting me. So if you have any questions, please just feel free to ask, and we all learn through the questions that you ask as well. Okay, just gonna go down here and do this one, pinkish. Well, there's definitely one bad thing with my workflow is I don't use the swatches here. It means that every time I pick the skin tone or any color in general, it's really based on gut feeling. So sometimes the outcome will be different from one another, I guess. Right now I'm feeling that the colors are a bit reddish. I'll just carry on first. We'll see how things go as we proceed. Using a different workstation to color, this will definitely have a very different feeling. Like the usual drawings that I've been drawing, they are with my home PC, while the ones that I always do classes is the studio PC. From the tablet to the monitor screen, it's all different. So the feeling when I paint is definitely giving a different vibe, as well as the lightings. The lightings actually, if you don't know, like a room lighting will actually affect how your eyes view the colors as well. Like you have orange lights, you have a white light. Your surroundings will actually affect the way you paint as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna put all this here first, then we'll come back to the skin later on, just slightly blocking things out first. Okay, so it definitely, number one, we want to identify the color palette. So we have some mental notes for ourselves. We won't like use the wrong colors. So for instance, right off the bat, just look at the reference. It gives out a very yellow. You can see the key color is yellow. It's very striking. Okay, and then there are lots of brown, dark gray colors. It's more towards the red and yellow side of things, orange side of things. There is really no blue inside, or green or pink, so definitely we won't be using those colors unless you're trying to break the rules, putting in some highlights or backlights, and that's different case. But overall, based off the reference, it's definitely the yellow is a key color, and overall colors have a bit of brown, yellow, orange, reddish in it. Okay, so these are some mental notes that we have for ourselves when we start painting, and it's very important. So the color class that you use won't differ too far away from each other, and your colors will harmonize together. If you start picking colors from maybe I like to use the gray from the blue side, maybe I like to use the gray from the green side, then when you start painting you find that, hey, how come the colors doesn't harmonize? So this is something you have to take note of. Okay, I'll be putting this kind of palettes, this color swatches or these dots by the side, and every time when I upload the screenshot and a work in progress, these palettes will be by the side for you to color pick if you want to practice yeah, should you be also drawing the same drawing now? Okay. Now we're gonna start with the hair first, and it's definitely feeling it's a bit orangey, but I want to do a mid-tone first. So I'm gonna set this here. I'm gonna test it out. Nope, a bit more orangey. Yeah, okay, this is the one. So by setting the things first, I try not to use high contrast colors right off the bat because it makes the eyes very striking. Then after that, once your eyes, while you're painting, if you don't know, your eyes starts to get adapt to the colors. And should you want to use any more striking colors, you won't feel that kind of vibrance, that kind of visual shock or visual trigger when you start painting even more vibrant colors. So when I'm blocking out colors, especially the bigger parts, I try to use those mid-tones for starters, and then slowly I ease in with the more striking colors, or maybe even the darker colors as well. And see it as something like, you know, when you go into a room, suddenly I turn off all the lights, or you turn off all the lights, or someone else turn off all the lights, and you can see total darkness, and maybe a few minutes, a few seconds depending, your eyes start to get adapt to the surroundings, and you can start seeing some visuals in the dark room. It works the same way when we are painting as well. So sometimes you might feel emotionally that this color isn't correct, but in fact it's actually the correct color. It might be due to the surrounding colors, it might be due to the previous color that you're using that cause your eyes to be adapt already. Thus, when you try to use another color, it didn't give you the expectation that you had due to your eyes is being adapt to the surroundings. So it's very important, you have to remember this part when you're painting. And when you start remembering all these little things, then everything will be normal. You won't start to panic, you won't start to erase aimlessly. And if you stop erasing aimlessly, you pretty much save a lot of time. Okay, so the tail and the hair is pretty much the same color. So we're gonna do this here. This here. Okay, so get the flats in, and we're now gonna bulk it up a bit. Because 80%, I'm just gonna put some parts that's slightly darker. So this is the hair. The most important thing when you're painting is not to panic. So right now you can see that, oh, okay, the hair looks totally not the same. But if you tell yourself, okay, don't panic, you know what you're doing, things are gonna be alright, and then you stop panicking, and then you stop self-doubting yourself. This is very important. Okay, so once you get this one, and we're gonna bump it up. Alright, let's start with the shadows. Yellow, orange, slightly darker. Let's try it. It's all about try and error. Can we hit it? Nope, doesn't feel right. Try again. Nope, still too harsh. Lower down. Yes, but not so. Lighter. A bit more reddish. Try again. Okay, this one looks okay. So we're going with this one here. Still different from the reference. Tell yourself it's okay. Just paint it first. Remember, you're blocking things out. You're not here to smooth or HDify anything. It's really just blocking out the colors. Smudge it in big blocks, not zooming all the way to 50%, 60%. That's not what you should be doing. This one here. Big blocks, big chunks. Get in, attack the area, and then get out. Big chunks, big chunks. Spread it out, spread it out, spread it out. Here as well. Big chunks. Same for the tail as well. Big chunks. Okay. Okay. So now we're gonna add in more saturated colors because now it's really on the desaturated side of things. Let's choose some orangey colors here. Okay. Yep. So this one is gonna be like in the middle here. Because we're not putting it at the end, you see? We're not putting it at the end, so it's not advancing, but rather we're just going back and forth, going in between the colors, and then later on we'll try to blend it in. Remember, like last week, say putting in some high contrast colors inside. Yeah, these are the things that what I always do when I paint things. So yeah, you can do with the normal theory colors and stuff, but at the end result looks a bit dull, boring, bland. I like to spice things up a bit, so just add some stuff here and there. So I'm just gonna put here. Orange to the side just to make things more interesting. Be on the top here as well. And then start blending, same thing. Big chunks, in, out. You go in and just give it a quick swipe, and then you get out. Same thing as well here. Go inside, attack, and get out. It's never it will never be going in and blending it to the smoothest and get out. You should never do that. You're burning yourself out, that's all. You don't sprint in the marathon unless it's at the end. Okay, so once you hit all these pointers, again going in, choose another color. Now it has a bit of the high contrast, it has a bit of shadows, but the values isn't there yet, so I still need to bring it down even more because it still looks a bit too bright. So we're gonna tone it down even more. Again, test the colors, check, see is it okay. If it's a bit too harsh, maybe you can just lighten things up slightly, just a bit higher first. Okay, this looks good. So now this is the shadow areas. Going in, take out the shadow areas that the light's a bit hard to reach. So we got up here. Just gonna put this in here as well. Here. So what you're seeing, I'm using a very cheap tablet to do. So if your tablet is bigger than mine, better than mine, then don't doubt your tablet. Yeah, okay. And don't doubt your tools. Sometimes when you paint, it's never your brush. It's never about the brand, your program. It's never those stuff. If you're using a different brush, then you have to understand your brush. Yeah, every brush sets. It requires an understanding. If you just download it right off the bat, even if I give you my brush right now, it's really hard for you to replicate it immediately if you are very new to all this kind of stuff. So take some practice. It's okay to just fumble a bit, it's fine. But the key thing is that choose your colors, block it out in big chunks. Do not zoom in. These are the rules. No matter what tablet you use, what program you use, it's the same thing. You should not be doing those. Okay, so we're gonna just whack the colors here. Same thing for the tail as well. Get it in there, get the colors out. Okay, and then slowly pulling it lower even more. So if let's say this was the color, then I just even on the road slightly even lower. Advance slowly. Don't do a huge drop. If you do a huge drop, if you have very nice blending tools, then cool. My brush doesn't really have this kind of features, blending, smudging, that make things look natural. So I have to do it a very manual way. Not too big of a contrast unless doing it on purpose. If I know I will need a gradual gradient, then I have to manually choose the colors that look somewhat similar, look somewhat natural when they are being blended together. So these are some things that you have to understand your tools and to what extent can you actually push this limit to. Yeah. Okay, now we have that as well. Oh, okay, cool. And then they have a bit the yellowish tone, so I'm gonna choose some yellowish color here, slightly. Again, same thing. Test. Nope, not really as strong. Bump it up slightly more. Very carefully. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. We have this. Okay, so I'll be using it as a highlight. I'm just applying it to the tips, the brighter areas that the light can actually touch onto. And same thing, going in, attack, smudging it, smudge, smudge. I use the word smudge. I'm not really using the smudging tool, but I'm just using my brush to just really just making it murky and just look as if that things are being blended, that's all. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's pretty much the hair, the blocking out part, and now we'll be moving on to the other areas. Yeah, I should do a snapshot now. Okay, save, and then I'll be reading any replies or anything, if there's any lah, huh? Okay, new file, save as. Tuesday, Thursday stuff is a lot of work in progress. So you don't, the work in progress is for me to enjoy. I like seeing work in progress, but for you it's really to understand that not only this drawing, pretty much any drawing, there's always a process. Nobody draw a drawing in a second. So don't rush. Again, don't rush. That's the key point. Is that, what's that? Flying ant. Okay. Okay, let's close this. So don't rush your process. I'm really slowing things down, breaking it down as much as possible, so that you can view and understand the process, and don't rush yourself, because anything rush, cooking, doing anything, crafting, if it's a rush stuff, the audience will see, you will know you rush, and the results will speak for itself. It won't look good, huh? Are they serious? Share. Okay, I'm just gonna go down here, COB. Just throw it out here. And yeah, Facebook, Twitter. If you are not in my Discord, Twitter will have the not compressed version, because I know Instagram you can't download. Facebook compresses the image, and I'm using these 3 places, and the last one will be Twitter. So if you want to download this work in progress with no decompressed images, head down to the Twitter and download it for reference. If you want convenience, Facebook or Insta works as well. If you just want real convenient, then you can go to the Discord server under the share art section. Yeah, but you have to join that server first. Yeah, okay. All right, I'm just gonna post this here, and then that's this one here. Always cannot remember the things I type, so I always have to go and find the previous one. Yeah, here. Work in progress, coloring part 2. Here, and we're gonna add this here. Where's the COB? Gonna grab this 2 here. Live now, YouTube. Color. Phase 1. We're still in phase 1. We're not moving like hair is called phase 1, then the face is phase 2. No, everything is phase 1 until the whole coloring process has been blocked out. But I need to break it down. Be spamming social media. Okay, so let's post this on here. Tweet it out. But on Twitter, I'll be doing it as a thread, so it'll be easier for you to view, and it's nicer. I like it when everything is neatly being organized. Full, very full. Okay, let me just gonna download on the Discord from the Discord and put on Insta. Okay, this guy. So full. Pace, coloring phase. Oh, bum. Okay. Let's see if there's any questions. Okay, no questions. Cool. Hi, Smiley. Restream chat here, all quiet. Okay, good. So it seems like you are getting used to this kind of process, then it's all good. If there's any newcomers, if you are new and you don't see anyone typing, just type, okay? Nobody knows you. Nobody will actually laugh at you, and sometimes it's just overthinking. So somewhere, somehow you know about this live stream, you came in, you got questions, and you see the chat is so freaking quiet. It's okay, just type it out. No one will laugh at you. If I'm not laughing, then no one have the rights to laugh. Okay. Alright, so now we have the hair. We're gonna block in the other parts. Now, The common mistake is, I won't say the mistake, let me rephrase. No, the common process for starters, I always, even myself, is to color the easy parts, or rather the attractive parts. So the attractive parts are the yellow areas here, you see. It's really easy, it's very obvious and stuff. It's just yellow, just make it striking. I choose a high contrast yellow. I start painting, it looks good. But same thing as the line art phase. Those dotted lines, the extra details and stuff, it's really, we keep these things till the last part. It's like the cherry on the cake, I think that's what I was saying, something like that. Yeah. So these parts are really easy to tackle. Don't do them first. Do the other parts, the boring parts, the darker areas. Yeah, go tackle those areas first. Then later on, once you finish, you just need to put a bit of yellow and done. The whole image will look good. Okay. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna tackle the dark areas, which is like the leggings here, the chest area, the shoulder pads, and the background, because they're pretty much somewhat similar within the color chart. They're pretty much around the same area. So we're gonna just do a quick check. Something here, somewhat this area lah, huh? Because you do a color pick. All my coloring process, I try my best not to color pick unless I really don't understand. So I hope that if you're watching, try to put yourself at least during Tuesday and Thursday. I'm not asking you to do it throughout Monday to Sunday, but at least during Tuesday and Thursday when you're watching the live stream, get yourself out from your comfort zone, paint in one layer. That's one. It's okay to fumble, it's okay to make mistakes, because you're practicing. And guess what? The more mistakes you make, one day you'll stop making any more mistakes. There's no way you keep making the same mistakes every day, the same thing. Okay, so paint in one layer, and if you don't understand the color, pick it. What did I put there? Yeah, so pick it somewhere here and choose somewhat similar, somewhere near, not the same, but somewhere near. Understand the colors. Okay, so let me pick again. So it's roughly this area here, but I prefer it to be somewhat higher. At least I know it's somewhere in the brown area here. Okay, cool. So let's start painting. Same thing, I'm gonna block it out first. No, I don't really like this color. Desaturate it a bit, it's a bit too harsh. Yeah, okay, I can make with this. Okay, so tackle these parts first. So I will show you my process, I will show my thought process, not only my coloring process, but the thought process on why am I doing all these things, what's the reasoning behind it. Is it based off intuition, is it based on experience, or it just makes things faster, that's all. Yeah, okay. So everything that I do, there is a reason behind it. Sometimes I just don't say. But if I were to break it down so that you could understand, there's actually a lot of things going on at the same time. So now we're just really just blocking out the colors, nothing too fancy, really just blocking out the color. I think I just missed out coloring the hair. I think that's the hair part. Oh crap. Okay, never mind, this part is the hair. We're gonna color it later. Okay, so same thing for the weapons. We're just gonna use all same colors first. Don't worry about the values, it's okay, we'll tackle it later. Don't panic. The last thing you want to do is panic. Yeah, never panic when you start painting. Because usually when you start doing things and then it looks off, or it doesn't look like the reference, and then you start worrying. But the thing is that the reference is a finished product. You're still building it. How the hell you build a Lego with only 3 blocks and it should look like a house or a car or whatsoever? It takes time. So don't panic, okay? Then now you do this one here. So the shoulder pad, go in there. Take out the shoulder pad here. Damn, looks good. This color looks good. Then here we're just gonna anyhow decor this one. And then I got this one here. Then I got here. So you're just gonna move into all the darker areas first. I'm just going in and just paint it first. That's really just blocking out so that we don't miss anything later on. Like, see, I missed the hair. Yeah, it's not good. Okay, just gonna do this one here together with this on the weapon. Doing this as well. And the belt here. Okay, cool. Okay, now we have that. We're gonna move down slightly lower, slightly, not too much. Start blocking in the colors. Block it in, block it in. Then start blocking in as well. If you notice where if you don't know where to put your shadows, look at your reference. Wherever is darker, just put it there. Just put the same place. The knee is darker, then you put it at the knee area. The shoe here is darker, then you put it at the shoe. That's why I always keep your reference on. You don't have to rethink the lights. The answers are all in your reference. If you are learning, open your reference. If you are doing your original character and you don't know where to put the light, everything looks a bit off, go find a reference with a similar lighting, a similar color palette, and then learn. The answers are already there. All you have to do is just observe, and then the answers will all come to you. Okay, so I got this one here as well. Put it in, start painting, and then you get this one out. Okay. So again, you're building a Lego block, you're building a Lego house. It takes time. Just tell yourself at the end of 6 hours, at the end of 12 hours, it's gonna look something good. If you keep telling yourself that, then you stop panicking and then you stop rushing. Okay, now start blending all this thing here. So I use 80%. And then I just do color pick. My hand, if you see, my other hand is literally just not even on the keyboard anymore. I'm freaking lazy. My feet is over here. You can see my feet is here, and I bind one of the Alt key, which is for the color picker, at one of the buttons on the pen. Yeah, I try to do things, especially when blocking. If possible, I like to do it one hand, and I put my leg on the chair. It's very relaxing. Okay, now you start blending all the colors. Then you blend this one as well. Blend, blend, blend. Blend. I'm not even putting in a lot of effort. It's not putting in a lot of effort. It's really just pulling the colors to make it look complicated. The whole idea is to make the entire drawing looks complicated when you don't even, when you just know the basics. Yeah. So you're trying to achieve something that looks complicated just with the basic knowledge that, okay, shadow is on the lower area and on top is the lighter color. That's it. Okay, and then once you have it, then we just choose another darker color. This one, make sure to put it down here, and then again lower a bit, read a bit, check. Okay, looks quite decent. We just use it then. So again, you start applying at the side here, and then put it here, get this out. Putting the colors, especially over here. Tell yourself everything's gonna look good after 25 hours. Yeah, give yourself some leeway. You don't have to be good every time. So don't worry, don't panic. Then you just continue painting. Then you start painting here as well. I'll put in some more shadows. You tell yourself if the light cannot, oops, not the mouth, not the mouth. If the light can't reach in, it got to be the dark area. The light cannot reach in here, all the way inside, so it's gonna be dark. Same thing for here, the light can't reach in, it got to be dark. It don't make sense then the light can't reach in and it's still bright. It's either it's magic or you just forget to paint the area. So same thing here, the light can't reach in, that's why it's darker. Okay, ta-da! And most importantly is to have fun with your colors. Don't hate your colors, because I can totally understand some people, I hate this color, I hate that color, I don't like this color. It's not that you don't like, you just don't understand the color, that's all. So if you cannot control that color, then choose an alternative, but still enjoy the painting process, enjoy the coloring process. Yeah, because it shows in your art, whether you like it or whether you rush it or whether you just doing it for the sake of doing it. And then you start pulling in certain areas, it looks a bit too bright, then you start pulling in the colors. Just pulling in the colors, just making it, again, complicating things. Show the world you know a lot of stuff, but actually you just know that you're just smudging things, that's all. Okay, once you have that, again, I think here I need to put a contour. There you go, so there's more shapes. If not, it looks a bit too murky. Okay, certain areas looks even darker than the rest because they are even further away from the camera. So now we're gonna choose a darker color. Let's see, I think this looks nice. And then it's usually over here below at the cape area. I'm gonna put a little bit, and I'm just gonna use my 80% and blend with whatever foundation there is there, so you give it a different vibe. Okay, so same thing, picking the color, and then just putting a little bit, and then clicking it with the 80%, and I keep using the color picker tool, and I slowly just smudge it up here. Something here, just to have a different variation in the colors. The shoulder pads are darker than the rest of the parts as well, so same thing, I'm just gonna apply it as well here. As well as the weapons, you can see that the weapons further away, which is like all the tips is really dark. So we're just gonna just paint in a bunch and just slowly gonna pull in the colors, and together with the foundation that we have laid, yeah, the colors gonna look nice and gonna sit in well with each other. There we go. Same thing for the other side. Just gonna splatter by the edge, and then we're gonna start pulling it in. Just pull, 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 pull. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, and the fireman axe and the spear. For the fireman axe here, splatter, 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 and then start pulling it in as well. And then later we put a bit of magic, and everything looks nice. Splatter, splatter, splatter. Any more area that needs to be darker? Yeah, the shoe. Alright, there we go. Darker in the shoe. And maybe some parts here as well, just to make things look more obvious. Okay, there we go. You can see there's a bit of orange or yellow by the certain parts here. So we're gonna do something similar to that. Same thing for like the hair or like the face, there's always these little bits of high contrast colors in among all these dull colors or the desaturated colors, so that the image looks more interesting. So we're gonna pick like just checking, okay, and then I'm gonna choose a bit of orange, maybe slightly higher. Yeah, that's your colors. This looks good, but if can I make it even more? That's okay. This looks good. So we're gonna put a bit, not too much. Remember, this one is really like the condiments, pepper, sugar. If you put too much, then you might ruin the entire thing. So we just want to put a little bit here and there by the side. A bit of here, then a bit on top as here as well, by the edges, by the darker areas, so it looks a bit more obvious. By the tip of the shoe, by the tip of the spearhead, by the tip of the fireman axe as well. So you just want to put a bit, not too much, just to create a bit of variety, that's all. Okay, cool. So we have this one being laid out just to do a check. Did I miss anything? Yeah, I think I missed some stuff here. Pick the wrong color. Alright, this is away from the camera. It should be darker. Oh no, wrong color. Okay, check. The chest area here can do with a bit more shadows. Yeah, just a bit more. Okay. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, so again, I'm gonna snapshot this. Choop. WIP7. I ate tofu, I really feel like sleeping, but I cannot sleep. Color 2. Whew. Color 2, work in progress 7, jump into the Discord. This is kind of silly stuff. Okay, no questions. Any questions? Hi, Wally. Thank you very much. Okay, then continue uploading here. So remember to save your file when you are painting. Don't forget that, it's really important. And let's see, profile here. So see, there's no like, no retweets for I don't know how long. At least 20 minutes. Doesn't matter. You continue to keep posting. Yeah. Okay. So this is just something away from the, what is it called? Away from the skills. It's more on the social media side of things. Is that if let's say you didn't get likes, you can get retweets or pretty much anything. Just continue to keep doing, and don't stop. That's the most important thing. Rather than seeing it for those kind of validation from the public, you see it more like a diary, painting diary, to just record down the process. So whether is it for someone else or is it for yourself, you can see the progress that you have made among all your drawings. For me, I like to see my own progress. So like, oh, okay, did I screw up here? Did I screw up there? Yada yada yada, that kind of stuff. Okay. Okay, so we got this one here. Same thing. Use the phone, and we're gonna download it, and we're gonna spam the social media. Oh, the brown looks sweet. Damn, that's nice brown. Thank you. Screen not bad, huh? So we're gonna this one here. Yeah, this brown looks sweet. Okay, cool. Give me a second, check out the stuff. Okay, 49%. I think I better charge first. Okay, back. Let's continue. Okay, so remember to save your canvas. Then we're gonna color other parts now. Okay, so look at the reference. We have tackled the brown areas. Now there are some white, but because it has a tint of yellow, so the white is a bit yellowish. So we're gonna keep that in mind. Now going back into the white areas here, we want to have a bit of tint of yellow. Then we're gonna just put a color note here, and then we're gonna start laying some shadings out. It might not be obvious to you on the screen or through the stream, but it's important to do this, even if sometimes the difference isn't a lot. When everything starts stacking up, it's quite a big difference. So yeah, I think that I'm missing a lot of parts here. So all these blanks, I have no idea. Shit. Okay, so you start painting all this here. Alright, and then yeah, the hair, later gotta fix it up. Boop, boop, boop. This is definitely the yellow. Later gotta get rid of the lines. Okay, then even lower, but a bit of red inside. Same thing, shadings where the shadow is gonna be at, then you're gonna start applying on those areas here. Shadow is gonna be here, the inside, then you apply it inside. The shadow is gonna be below, then you just apply it below. It's nothing too complicated, it's just very repetitive, that's all. Yeah, don't be afraid to put colors, don't be afraid to put shadows. It's really very simple, because it might be a jacket today, it might be a sweater tomorrow, it might be a bikini the day after, but the shadow is always on the somewhat same area. You get what I mean? So it's really just a very repetitive process, and how to have fun. Try to mix around with a different colors combination, and then you'll enjoy the process. And today you'll be discovering something new, like, oh, today I found out this brown looks really sweet. So whenever in future, when I start painting different kind of browns, or rather if I have a character that have a very brown vibe, the whole drawing is like very brownish, very wood in the forest, or very carpenter, see, I know what brown will I be picking, because I like this brown a lot. It gives me a very sweet sense of a taste. Sometimes I look at the colors, I can smell it. I smell like, it smells really nice. I don't know why I can smell, but it just felt really good. So then either I make a swatch out of it, or just remember the rough location, because it's very important to know different devices, different laptop screens, different monitor has a very different kind of color. So that's why I don't really keep swatches, because it might look good on one, it might not look good on the other, unless you have those professional tools like the color calibrator and stuff. But if not, yeah, I usually stick to the guts when I choose colors, or rather just roughly the same area, not too far off. Alright, so we're gonna start painting this one here, and then you're gonna start blending down here. Same thing as well in this area. Start pulling the colors out. The shadings. Oh crap, this is the hair. The whole big chunk I missed out. Okay, better start filling in first. These are important parts. Same thing for here, since we are doing the hair. Just gonna paint this area as well. And then don't forget the shadows. Is it raining? Oh, it's not raining. So we're gonna start painting here, putting it there. Then you start pulling out the colors. Then put a bit of reddish tone. Here. And then don't forget the highlights, the yellowish highlights here. Okay, yeah. Okay, so we have this white tone roughly being blocked out, really rough. Okay, and then oh yeah, the bell here. I'm not gonna do a snapshot because the progress isn't very significant to the public, or even to you, even to myself. I just felt that the progress isn't very significant. So we're gonna move in, and then we'll tackle the year. Okay, so we're gonna move in and we're gonna tackle the year. Maybe just a bit more here. The year has the same color palette as the hair, but just at the tip there is a bit darker. So I'm just gonna put in the foundation first. Then same thing, slowly building up the colors. Save. Don't forget to save your canvas. Just gonna put it up, pulling up as well. Then the shadings by the side, make it darker by the side. A bit of shadings inside as well. And the tip is going to be darker. So I'm just going to put it in first, and choosing even the darker tone. And if it's still not dark enough, then manually just put it slightly lower. There we go. I got a year out then. Okay, so let's see. Check. Okay. So we pretty much have the things that is needed to be blocked out. Okay, let me just cover up here a bit more. Okay, now we are going to draw the yellow part. which is the featured color. See, by just coloring, oh yeah, we spent an hour, 1 hour blocking and everything else. Okay, so now we're gonna do the featured color, which is a very high contrast yellow. It's over here. Even the computer tell you that, let's see, might have some difficulty printing out the yellow, but it's okay. Same thing, I will not be color picking and just purely using the colors, but rather I'll get a rather similar, somewhat same area. So I'm gonna here, putting in the colors, the yellow. Same thing over here as well. So remember I said when we start painting, you have to keep telling yourself that you're gonna paint something that's looking awesome. You have to, it's not a joke, as silly as it sounds, as cringy as it sounds, you do have to keep tell yourself that your painting will look good after an X amount of hours. Think it something in this way. If you're going to do something, and then if you're going to keep telling yourself you're going to fail, then you're probably going to fail. So same thing when you are painting and you keep telling yourself that my painting sucks, no one's going to like it. Guess what? Nobody is going to like it. So when you are painting, always tell yourself, it looks good, it's progressing, I know it's going to be good, and it will be good. So look, see, it looks good. And yeah, just have self-confidence. Yeah, if someone tells you it's not good, then tell them to fuck off. Yeah, it's okay. It really is okay. Okay, so I'm gonna change here a bit because it's really just pure white, and the yellow is really wasted because it has a pattern on the behind ribbon or the stripe, which is over here. I didn't like it. I've shaved it in front. I just find it more interesting. So yeah, just change if you need to. Same thing, the key feature, all the key colors must be in place. A bit on the tie here, there's a bit of yellow. And then the eyes is also slightly yellow, so we're gonna use this yellow as well. Okay, and then we're gonna put it here. Wait. Okay, now I'm gonna block this color here, so in case you want to pick the color, and we are gonna start doing the gradient. So this is the mid-tone. I'm gonna choose a slightly orangey. I like to use orange for darker tones for my yellows. Okay, so I'm just gonna apply the other side here. Same thing, when we're dealing with shadows, it's usually in the same areas. When the light can't hit it, it tends to be darker. So the light can't hit this kind of more jamming areas. Then I'm just gonna put in some darker yellow colors here, here, here. Again, go in, come out, go in, come out. You're not gonna go inside there. You drink your coffee, drink your tea, your biscuit and stuff. You really just go inside, whack it, splatter some paint, and you run out. That's all. Okay. After which, again, even slowly, gradually choose a darker color. Okay. Go in gradually. Choose a darker color. If you are sitting very close to your laptop or your computer, maybe sometime just take a lean backwards and then have a clearer view on where you should add and where you should subtract. Put this one here. Here as well. Okay, kind of happy with it. Okay, looks good. Anything else I need to add? Okay. Here, the bolts and nuts things. Say some more details. Let's see, anything else? A bit of yellow to the machineries area. Just give it a quick stripe. Some notes and some lines. They have a dash of yellow. Shouldn't be really focusing, usually just blocking out. So later on when you really go and start blending, that's where you should put in more effort. But for now, just really a dash of yellow will be more than enough. And then lastly, for the eyes, although it's not inside the drawing, I want to choose something that's totally different, and I'm just gonna put it here. Ta-da! Well, that's it. Okay, so this is just the blocking phase, which is the phase 1. For the eyes, why I choose this turquoise color is really just to create a very tingling visual shock, visual trigger when someone sees it. They say, oh, that's interesting. Whether it makes sense or not, I'm not sure, but it's definitely attention grabbing. That's one thing for sure. So that's why I use it there and not other areas, because usually it's the eye that captures the viewers first, especially when we are talking about chibi. Nobody look at the feet first, or maybe very few, yeah. Okay, so we're done with phase 1, and then we'll be moving on to phase 2, which is the blending phase, and lastly will be phase 3, which is the line art that's being put on colors. Okay, so yeah, we almost did it in 1 hour, which is not bad. And same thing, snapshot. Any questions, feel free to ask. No questions, later on I'll just drink some water and we'll move on to blending. Work in progress number 8. Again, if you're new here, welcome to the stream, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. If not, Twitter, Facebook, Discord, Instagram will have all these work in progress images. Feel free to download, save it, use it as your reference when you are learning. The video will be stored on the YouTube channel, so you can view it afterwards, scrub it through, jump to specific section which you need understanding, jump to specific sections that you know that it will help you if you just listen a bit more. Yeah, I guess. So yeah, all these resources will be online, will be there for you. Ta-da-ta-da. Work in progress 8, color 3. This one's okay, it's different. Oh, see? Aha! So after an hour I get 2 likes. So sometimes if you don't get things immediately, then it's okay. If you don't even get it for an entire year, it's still okay. Just throw it online. Doesn't matter. You never know when someone will like your stuff. But one thing for sure, if you don't post anything, even after a year, no one is gonna like your stuff. So just keep posting. Post. It's free anyway. Just post. Yeah, and this. Put it up here. Boom. Post it up. Wait, I'm not sure if this one will add another tweet or create another thread. So I'm just play it safe. Put this one here. Bing. Phone. Hi, Seiyo Yam Show. Seiyo Yam Show. Hi, hello. Thank you very much. Right. I think Twitch will pick up my audio. Yeah. Hi, Yansu. Hi, the Prodigal Zone. Hello. Good evening. Okay, just give me a second. I just ship it to this view. And then I'm just gonna upload it to Instagram as usual. The fatigue is definitely from the food, is definitely kicking in, and it's not good. So I challenge you, if you are watching and you are really those who are watching the 3-hour show, if you're just watching passerby viewer come in out, that's it, then it's you can do whatever you want. But if you are the one that's really serious, because after all this is 1% Chibi Class, and if you really want to be the 1%, paint in one layer. I've been painting in a layer, so do it in a layer, at least for the Tuesday and Thursday classes, and from there on you slowly push yourself to not use layers. I want you to try that, and you'll start realizing that you can save a lot of time. All these backups and everything else, you're not doing it for client, you're really just practicing. You'll find yourself improving a lot faster, your judgment will be a lot sharper, and you will not rely on all these tools and filters and everything else. You just really paint. But the best one is always traditional, that one's real paint. Okay, I'm just gonna share it here. Bum 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 bum. Got this one here. Then let's go put this one up as well. You can see it's very chunky and stuff. It's okay. It's supposed to be, because we are not blending. It's supposed to be blocky. If it's not blocky, then it's weird. Means I'm doing it wrongly. Okay. Alright. So now we are done with the blocking. We are going to move into do the blending. In the blending phase, we pretty much don't pick any more colors. We'll just play with whatever colors that we put onto the canvas, the drawing, unless really needed, like, oh, I'm really lacking on this one, I feel that with a bit of that, for instance, the leggings here, I miss out this yellow chunk here. If you really need to, then you just start adding, but you won't really keep picking more colors and adding into this a very organized or very structured painting already. Okay, so now we're gonna duplicate so that later when I can turn it on and off, you can see a difference. For the reference, we're gonna not use it, but rather we're gonna keep a full-blown view of our painting by the side, so that we know that we are not off track should we be too focused in a particular area. Always have a full-blown view at all times when you are painting, especially when you are learning, so that you know that you are not off track. Because sometimes when you're painting only at maybe the sword area, the shading looks really nice, but does it look good with the other parts? Does the shading look as if it's in its own world? Is maybe the light is coming from the top, but the more you paint, is as if coming from other sources. So always have a full view by the side when you're painting, so that you keep yourself on track. It's like a pacer to make sure that you are doing things correctly. Okay, so we're gonna zoom in and we're gonna start blending. Shift my keyboard. So when I blend, I can't really do it one-handed. So I gotta start doing this. And I can't really do it too fast, not the keyboard start jamming up. So whatever colors that we have previously pulled out, I'm gonna start blending in and create a nice gradient. Any accidental colors due to the overlapping that has been created, good for you. See if you can adopt those colors and create a more interesting color palette. Yeah, so that's why I like to use the 80%. Sometimes accident mixture of colors, the overlappings, create a new visual look, which I didn't intentionally create it. So that's why I say play. It's all about playing with your colors. The more you play, the better control you know how to handle colors. And then should you one day realize that you found a new color, you know how to use it to its max potential. Over here, the blending looks good, but overall it looks too bright because I have the full-blown view. And I'll just reduce it again. Pick the wrong color. I'll speak much lesser when I'm blending because it really is just autopiloting for the painting. I'm not really putting in much thoughts anymore because the shadows and everything has already been blocked out. So there isn't really much explanation, but rather it's really controlling the ratio, whether it should be brighter or it should be darker, that's all. And the rest is just blending. The smoother you want it to look, the more time you put in. The blockier you want it to look, the lesser time you put it in. It's all, how to say, equal ratio, equivalent exchange. Like the Full Metal Alchemist kind. Yeah. Okay, so you just blend. Remember to save. Sorry, that sound really random. But remember to save your canvas because I just realized I didn't save. Remember to save your canvas. So I don't have a specific rule. I finish the hair, then I move on to the face and everything else, but rather while I'm blending, then I feel that okay, I'm moving on to this area, and then move on to the next area, to the nearest area for me to blend. Then I'll just move on to that place. So now we're gonna just blend the white area around the hand, the clothes, yeah. So you just slowly just pulling in all the colors, and just making that the gradient doesn't look that harsh, so they look softer. Same from the brown section here as well. Really, it's just blending. And then any spillage of colors, for example, the yellow is going into the brown area here. Then we just control it a bit and just push it back. Something here as well. The brown. Let's put a bit of highlight. Pushing the yellow to the corner. The red colors here. It is supposed to be a very relaxing process. Okay, don't feel too stressed or tense or like, oh, it doesn't look nice. It's okay, just blend. Blending is blending. It's really no more thinking of the colors, what should you choose and everything else. It all should be done in the color blocking phase. Now it's really just enjoying. Let the colors flow by itself. Let the colors harmonize by themselves. Start blending, and then you blend here as well. Again, blending sometimes could really be very absorbing, and then you get really just absorbed into that particular area. So check even for myself, sometimes I get too engrossed. I always have to remind myself to look at the overall drawing just to make sure that everything is on track. Engross is good, but sometimes it might give you results that you don't really like. Okay, blend. Something over here, blend it out. So these are white parts, let's cover it up. I'm going to choose some colors from the brown area just to increase the shadows. Just to increase the depth. I felt that the depth wasn't enough. Same thing here as well. It's all about creating the flow, making sure everything's okay. Spilling of colors. Make sure there's control a bit. there's a white name tag here. So paint it white. Start blending the hair. Make sure to check the full view. Continue to blend this area here, all the shadow areas below the white color belt. Same thing over here as well. Just make sure everything's okay. Blend the white belt as well. For the brown part, fill in the blanks. The shading areas needs to be darker. Pulling the colors up. Same thing for this side. It's a long process, okay? There's no sugarcoating. Blending is a long process. Sometimes it could take even longer than the blocking phase, because after all, you're really refining, because this is really the second last stage of your illustration really. So it's only normal that this process is longer. It's more time consuming, but definitely not as mind draining as the sketching or the color blocking phase, because the things has been laid out for us already, and it's really just smoothing out the details and just slightly carving out more fine little details, and that's about it. We're not creating anything new. There's no new forms, new shapes. It's just emphasizing certain areas, and that's about it. Okay, so put this on here. Blend it outwards. I think there's a darker tab here. This one should be a dark tab. Just blending this in. So if you're also on the blending phase, then take your time and slowly just blend the colors. Just gonna open my water bottle. Okay. Definitely tastes different. Oh. Ho ho. Okay, continue. Orange parts here as well. So we're gonna put here just to make sure. Same thing while blending, applying the shadows and everything else. I'm not gonna apply too much, so must always after applying just check back, especially colors of very either high contrast or very dark in values or very bright, more on the extreme side of things. Must always check, because applying too much will actually spoil the entire image. Applying too little, it might not achieve the results or effects that you want it to achieve. So always make sure to just check back, take a look to make sure everything is in order. So usually those areas are this kind of areas that's really hiding inside, where the light really can't hit. Then that's where you want to apply a lot of the dark colors. So you have to be really careful. Right now, okay, this is a bit too much. And then we are light tone, just to lighten things up a bit. If not, it's too attention grabbing, and it's not the key feature, not the key area, and I don't really want it to grab that much attention. Okay, so until Damn. Okay. Remember to save. Very important. Remember to save a canvas. And we slowly pull the colors up. Area, bit of grayish, a bit of pinkish. So what I mean by the surrounding colors will actually help. So for instance, this color accident here, there's a bit of spillage of gray coming from the white area here, but I find it very pleasant looking. It very matches the pink on the skin tone. It enhances the pink to be even more pinkish, more vibrant. So I'll just put a bit more gray on the skin tone just to enhance the pink color. So this is what I meant by color accident, and sometimes it really gives some very nice results. And because of the accident, next time if I were to paint the skin with a more pinkish feel, I do know that, oh okay, so a bit of greenish gray will actually enhance the look, this kind of things. So my knowledge usually is through all these little accidents, mixture of colors, and I get to expand my color knowledge. I mean, seeing videos, seeing other artists' color palette, it helps, but it's something that they crafted through their experience. So I don't really understand if I really go and just directly use the color palettes. So I prefer to just observe certain things going through and just grind it out, that's all. So blend this one here. Got this brown section as well. Blend it. Slowly gonna pull the brown outwards. Oops, too fast. I'm gonna blend here as well. Just make sure that the shadows and everything is there. Colors and everything is supposed to be okay. The lighting is done properly. Always remember to look at the overview. The yellow tab here could do with a bit of orange shading. Here could just Let's use a bit of yellow just to emphasize. Oh, I really need a cup of coffee. Next time I should really buy a cup of coffee. Damn. Damn. Whew. Let's see.
Promised tomorrow.
Playtime's over. They're mine now. Fear the assassin with no master.
Nice.
最近有个小兄弟来找我，说是想要出去摆摊创业，拿卖手。
Fatigue. Okay. Try. If within the next 30 minutes I'm still finding myself distracted, I'm gonna go downstairs and buy a cup of coffee. Okay. Just gonna paint this one up here. Same for the yellow belt. And the shadings. Just gonna clear that white buckle so that I can try something up. So I'm gonna blend all these colors here as well, just to make this area look a bit more busy. 4 different colors going on inside. This one has been settled. moving on to this, but what the hell is this section here? I think it's the white coat. We're just gonna blend it like that first. Sometimes I draw things until I don't even know what I'm drawing also. So just make do with it and then just continue blending first. Same thing, blend the hand area. Okay, same thing pulling up here as well. So blend it up. Blend the hair. Make sure again to check at the overview. Make sure you're not over blending things. Save your file. The highlight here. Here, I'll blend it. Check the overview, because now we're dealing with the areas really close to the face. Have to really put in the double the attention, double the effort. If not, anything that's too much or too little, it will really spoil the face area here. Just want to be a bit more careful. Slowly pull back the colors. Okay, something over here. So there's no real rule how much you should blend, how much the shadow should be, so long the overview looks nice. It's a nice drawing. Check out the ear here. reference behind as well. It's a bit too dark, so I'm just gonna add a bit of light tones. Same thing, it's about just blending, nothing new. Make sure that the colors will not harmonize with one another. Looks a bit too desaturated, or rather the values looks really similar to one another. Just gonna make it darker. This part can do something better, just to lower it down the value. Although I don't know what's going on here, but I didn't know why I designed it this way. But we just make do with it. It's gonna bring it downwards. Remember to save again. Save your file is really important. We're coming close to 9:30, which is the supposed timing, but we have yet to finish. I assume we could finish it by at least 10:30. We push for it. We need at least an hour more if we want to finish it today. Because we still need to go through with the lineup. Okay, and once all this is done, the time really flies when you're painting or drawing. Okay. Think of all areas, I only left with the face here. Just gonna use this brown. could actually be bigger. Don't know that focus. These sorts here haven't been blended. So again, blending is the second last phase of drawing. Let me just see if we did get these here. The oddball color, we can actually add it on phase 3 together with the line art, because it's really just like putting the extra little dot on the entire painting just to look it more contrasting. But for the eye, I can put it in phase 2 because it's just it's a whole item. It's not an add-on. Yeah. So hi Gladys Peanut. Hi Silver, why are you here? Go draw. Hi Do Hong. Yeah. So if really gonna speak about the oddball kind of thing, like the extra blue on the red or the turquoise on the yellow, if you are doing the eye, phase 2, which is right now the blending phase, or even in the blocking phase, you can put it there. But if you want to add it slightly on the sword, a bit on the ear, then keep it to the last phase. It's really the extra thing, the add-on that enhance the overall looks. We don't want to put it right at the start. Just gonna put this in here and then pulling out this color. Just blending. Making sure things are supposed to be there, things are not supposed to be there, all properly being done. Okay, cool. So we have blended almost everything. It looks much smoother now if you're going to compare to the previous progress. Let me just take a snapshot. Work in progress number 9. Close this. Color 4. Remember to save your canvas, save your drawing, save your painting. Yeah. And then you're gonna put it up here. So this is color phase 2. So blending is color phase 2. I think I should put that. Blending. So I can put all these terms, and then hopefully it will make the explanation, or rather the image, makes more sense to you when you're looking at it. Well, phase 1 is called color blocking, so next time I'll put color blocking there. And phase 2 is blending, and phase 3 is coloring the line art. It's just really just coloring the line art. Okay. Okay. So I think all the questions are pretty much answered here. This is really new. Trovo. It's one. Well, yeah, it's 1. It's under creative, and there's only 2 people. So I made this account today. Hopefully this, whatever platform this is, will grow. And if you're new and you want to climb up the ladder of getting noticed, I guess, yeah, you can try Trovo, I guess. There's only 2 people streaming creative in this platform. Yeah, you can try. if you're an artist and you're into streaming. Okay, just gonna grab the pictures. Fatigue. Pew 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 pew. Color phase 2 blending. Oh. Wow. Oh. Okay. Okay, uploaded everything. Well, moving into the last phase. Hoo ha hoo, hoo ha hoo. Give me a second, Mojang. Really 2 hours. Damn. Alright. Okay, moving into the last phase. Let's do this. Let me just stretch my back. Okay, all right. Okay, so now we are going to do the color line art, and as what is it called? The procedure will be, first thing, duplicate one layer of the line art. Make sure to save your canvas, and we will be using the color that is the darkest among whatever areas. For example, the ear, if this is the darkest color, we will use slightly somewhat darker, that's all. Yeah, then we'll just do a coating over it. If it's too similar, then I'll just choose slightly even darker, but definitely it will not be as dark as the original lineup. This is a bit too harsh. It's a lot of trial and error right now, because I'm still trying to grab this technique as well. Just gonna zoom in. So same thing for this process. Don't rush. Don't rush this process. Enjoy it, because it's really the final stretch already. So enjoy the process of the painting. Enjoy the process of coloring the line art. Enjoy the colors. If you think that certain areas can be enhanced to make it better, now is the time to do it, because once we finish this step, this drawing is considered complete. So drawing, I like to do this one, picking the brighter colors and really just highlighting all these sections that's inside. All these chicken scratches lines. If you want to add more, reduce, now is the time, because you're really controlling the line art now. Really just scrubbing all these lines coming out here. Brown here as well. So you can start seeing that the lines is really softening the drawing, and then really making the whole drawing a lot, I don't know, it just got fluffy. I always felt it makes the drawing fluffy. Fluffier, yeah, fluffier. And this is the exact thing that I want to achieve. I do not like. I like line art, but I felt that it could do better, so I decided to just start coloring the line arts, just playing with the shapes and everything else with it. downwards here as well. Yeah. And using another color, scrubbing it downwards. Same for this side. Scrubbing it downwards as well. Continue to paint the hair. Again, take your time, slowly progress, pace yourself, and then before you know it, the drawing is completed. Never rush the drawing. Oh, here never blend finish. Oops. Adding more strokes in. Okay. So same thing for the tail. Oh, maybe this one looks a bit too deep. Yep, still looking too deep. Change the colors here. Something for this side as well. I'm gonna scratch it out. Okay, for the face lines, I'm gonna use slightly darker color. Is it obvious? It looks really not obvious. The brighter color to just give it outline. I'm gonna use something that's more reddish. Yeah, it's too pinkish. For the teeth. We can use the brown for the eyeliner. Okay, now we have this one. Let's see. We can do with the weapons first. So same thing, I'm gonna choose a darker color and just lower it down a bit more reddish. So this drawing is definitely towards the red to the brown area. So the tones are mainly in the brown section or in the red section. Slowly just stroke out all these lines. If you can, you just add a bit more details just to make things slightly more interesting. Again, I'll be really focusing and then just doing all these minor things. I'll be saying things that I feel while you're watching you might have some questions. Also, I'll be saying things, but if I didn't cover certain things, do let me know. And once I read the comments, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If not, it will be just line art coloring and all the way till the entire drawing is complete. Okay, so something here. You really see that I'm not really going into the nitty-gritty details just to tighten things up, because it's the background, it's not the main focus. I usually put the most effort around the eyes, the face section, while the rest is if I can, I'll do more lines. If I'm not, I'll just run it through and give the overall vibe. If I hit it, that's about it. Okay, again circling out all these things just to make it more interesting, filling out all these blank spaces with more interesting items so it doesn't look too bland. Same thing over here. Okay, downwards here. Okay, so from the head to toe, we pretty much covered the hair, and then the eyes, the face area, and the background, the weapons. Now we're gonna move into the brown areas here. So make sure we choose something that is still obvious, but it's of a different tone. We use this brown. It's really redoing the lineup, but with a color. You can lock the transparency, because some actually say why not lock the transparency. It makes things a lot faster, a lot easier. I tried before, but it doesn't feel right. I know certain artists, they use it because I see how to actually get this kind of vibe, but it just doesn't sit well with me when I try to execute it. So I had no choice but to actually redo this one. It's definitely time consuming, it's really double work. So if you can, by locking your own transparency layer and you can achieve the same result, please do so. If not, it will be something like mine. It's like redrawing over again, just to get a feeling. Really swapping all these lines to have a more brown vibe, which is the same as their colors. I like to draw these little faces time to time. This one. Drawing the lines, choose a darker color if the lines isn't going well. Stroke it down. Same thing for the higher sword weapon. Okay, and we progress downwards and changing all these weapons colors and their lineup. these lines here as well. There is a brighter brown tone. Then just gonna ease in. Brighter brown tone. A darker brown tone. And use the bright colors. Just highlight the buckle. Go. I'm using a wrong color, like more purplish. Change it to a more brownish color. Because if not, it's taking away the brightness and the contrast. Maybe it's fine, but I just feel like it's like lifting away. Remember to save your canvas, very important. We're still connected. Yeah, okay, cool. How does Jia choose his colors for the final coloring of the lineup? To choose the final colors for the line art, it's, for example, the hair. If this is the darkest color, I would choose something that's even darker. I won't choose too far off, but maybe just go either downwards or by the sideways. But definitely not this way, because I don't want it to be too contrasting. It's just like a frame, a very subtle frame. So for example, if it's a orange here, and this is the darkest color, I'll choose either something slightly this. Yeah. But a good question. Yeah. Oh. Just stretching the back. So I got too much fatigue. I must start seeing some other stuff. See, there's any interesting stuff going on. No, there's nothing here. Okay, let's get back to work. Just hang in there. By 10:30, I'm pretty confident by 10:30 we should be out of here already. Again, so we're gonna highlight this one. But the choosing of colors for the line art, I'm still very new to it. I think I've been drawing this one for maybe, I don't really know. Give me a minute. I haven't written the catalog. Let me just see. I really need to go to the toilet. I'll be right back. Let's go to the toilet first. Remember to save the canvas. Save. Okay. back. It's still connected well. Okay, cool. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Took a short break. Felt more refreshed, and we shall continue. Okay, so now that we have that, we're going to swap back to the lighter colors for the white belt here. And then same thing, gonna grab the white color very thinly, just gonna stroke the lines. Same thing over here, gonna grab all these colors here. Oh, it's a darker brown. There we go. Grab the colors. Same thing for the barker. Highlight it. Okay. And then stroke it as well. I think this one no. This one is a bit too much. This looks cool. We shall use it. Okay, so same thing. Use the brown from the yellow that's above there. Just gonna highlight this one. The shading makes it look weird, so we're gonna erase a bit. Something over here, going downwards, changing the color, using the yellow to just highlight it out. Beautiful. Okay. Same thing for weapons. I'm gonna use the brown. Highlight it. Same thing over here. I'm just gonna highlight all these areas. Brown. Get the colors out. Oh, this is a skin tone. It should be this. So back to the brown for the other side. Same thing, gonna script here as well. Zone it out. Gonna zone it out as well. For the tail, which is the same as the hair, use the same line art. here. Give a slight highlight. Same thing over here as well. The brown outline. Slowly easing in. Almost gonna finish. So the belt here. Brown outline. Choose an even brighter color. For the buckle, I'm gonna leave it purposely white just to do the contrast, and then later I'm gonna use a white outline just to emphasize it. Here, you'll see in a moment. Okay, I'm gonna take the white outline. Let's give it a stroke. Over here. There we go. Okay. And then we're gonna have all these lines changing the brown color. So it looks a lot softer, and it's not that attention grabbing as compared to these dark colors. Color lines, like this over here. Really just softening the entire image. Softening it. There's some stroking some lines. I should leave it like that. Same for the brown lines here. The hand as well. Remember to save your canvas. Just gonna do an outline because just to separate the background or the swords and the weapons away from the hands and everything. Something over here again. Hands. We use the bright colors. I've picked the wrong color. Do a quick check, make sure everything's okay. Missing here. Highlighting all this out as well. Not really nice because you can't do a visual, cause a visual glitch, a weird read. Okay, so just gonna clean it up and then we'll see how it looks like without the background. Modify contract by 5. Just gonna duplicate out. Going in to clear any of these extra parts here. Same for this. And this as well. Here, here, and here. Alright. Select, modify, expand, and delete. Okay, so on first glance, everything looks okay. Now, notice here. So usually on this face, my eyes is really up, down, left, right, up, down, left, right. Just looking for areas which I could just pull out a bit more extra details, just to make it slightly a bit more interesting. Okay, so the lines here looks a bit too much. Gotta save it here. The inner side here was a bit too much. Just gonna clear out. here looks chewed up. So we're gonna just do this. The eye line over here looks wobbly. Yep, definitely. So usually on first glance is always the, you more or less can catch whether do you need to work on it anymore. Sharpening it up. Okay, cool. So I think it looks quite okay. It looks really nice. I really like it. And yep, managed to hit it before 10:30. That's about 3 hours of painting. And let me just do to show you. So this was before coloring the line art, and this is after the line art. Before and after. Let's see if can I make a GIF out of this thing. That'd be interesting. So I'm gonna save this first, that's one, and I'm gonna shrink it down if my memory serves me correctly. I'm gonna do 1000 by 1000. Please don't crash. Okay, so I'm gonna do this first, and okay, window animation. Oh no, there's no timeline. Timeline, is it? Oh, timeline, yeah. Create a video timeline. Is that how this works? Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is a more traditional one that I know. Okay, so here you're gonna stick at 2 seconds. You make a new layer. I'm gonna hide this. This one here, you make a new layer. And then you have this. Yeah, it's progressing. Okay, cool. Then you have this. That's not true, but oh wow. Interesting. This looks nicer than this. Interesting. Sometimes it's this kind of accidents. Okay, but that's not what you want here. So focus. This, then followed by this, then followed by, it looks the same, this. Bum. 2 seconds seems a bit too long. Feel there's a bit of drag. Others 1.5. Yeah, that looks cool. Okay, so file save as, I think, can we save as a GIF? Does it work? Okay, let's try. It's crashing though. Doesn't look good. Hello. Okay. File save for web. Let's have a save for web. legacy here. GIF desktop COB. Let's try underscore 2. Oh, it's moving. Oh, this is also moving. Okay. It's cool. I love it. Can I just throw in Discord? It's 1 MB. Let's upload. Yay! Oh, I should totally do this kind of stuff next time. Yeah, it's cool. I love it. Okay, so yeah, I'll be uploading all this. Not sure about the GIF part, but yeah, I'll upload the images up, and I'll do the same layout as well. And that's about it for today. Congratulations if you are keeping up with the pace. If you had hit this by now or even earlier, congratulations. It's definitely not easy. It's a really hard drawing. There's a lot of details to handle, and if you are not on this phase, means that you're still painting, or whether are you still doing line art, or you just started, enjoy the process. Maintaining at your own at your own pace, and try to push for single layers, if not reduce the amount of layers you are using, and just keeping it during Tuesday and Thursday. Just get out of the comfort zone so that you could just give yourself the extra edge to improve. And yeah, if you are drawing, like learning and stuff, feel free to tag me on Instagram or any social media that you are using, and I will try my best to reshare if I see you tag, and just to get you more, I don't know, just let more people see your art through whatever means I can just help you expand a bit. Yeah, alright, so it's a form of like I don't know, just encouraging you to draw more, I guess. Okay, so with that, that's the end for today's lesson. Images I will be packing up probably another 20 minutes. Everything should be up online. Okay, so thank you very much once again for viewing, and I'll just see if there's any questions. I don't think there's any questions. Okay. Hi, No Pro. Thank you very much. So yeah, you do check out part 1. It's on the in the account, I guess. Is that what's it called? Yeah. Then part 2, same thing, will be online as well. And thank you very much, Molly. Thank you everyone who's viewing right now as well. I'll see you next Tuesday, and we will be drawing another character. Okay, and bye bye.